Hello, friends. Day 32 of A Path of Purpose. So, welcome. I hope you had a great day today. And I'm going to talk about a topic that came up today when I was doing some training. So, the topic is complacency. So, do you find yourself being complacent? Why is it that we become complacent? So I have a couple examples. So the example in my life is, well, let's just back up. What is complacency? Maybe you've never looked up the definition. So the definition of being complacent is marked by self-satisfaction, especially when accompanied by an unawareness of actual danger. So, one area of complacency I've struggled on and off throughout my whole life is the area of making poor choices in eating and exercise. And I remember even when I started nursing school, I was overweight, and I realized that I didn't want to be a fat nurse. And that just tells you what kind of attitude I had towards myself and my self-image, because it was thinking that being fat was bad when really it was about making good health choices, right? And so I realized that when I'm complacent about my diet or about my exercise, I lose strength. I start feeling sick. Like when I eat a lot of wheat products, I get really bad stomach aches. And so there's things that cause a negative and dangerous effect because of being complacent. And so I know that that's one area I've been complacent over my adult life, right? And so today I saw another example of complacency. I was doing med retraining with staff who had made some medication errors. And we started talking about what the medication error was and what was the result of the complacency. What was the complacency? And so the first one that we looked at was the complacency of thinking, well, I know this person's medications, and so I don't need to look at their medication administration record to prep their meds. I can just pop the meds and give them, and everything will be just fine, right? Well, then when we do that, when we take those shortcuts, when we are complacent and we're not recognizing the dangers of that choice, we make medication errors. And of course, they missed one of the medications that this individual was supposed to receive. And so complacency, thinking you know it, right? Thinking you can do it without the double checks, without being thorough in preparing medications. And then another one was, let me look at this. Oh, yeah, is thinking that, that it really doesn't matter if I'm overtired and that I really shouldn't be passing meds. I should be asking someone else to help them because I'm not too tired. I can just do it. And again, it's that complacency of thinking that you can do it when the truth is it's dangerous for you to give and prepare medications when you're overtired. So I just wrote down a few things that I've seen with medication errors. One, we're in too big of a hurry. we've got so much to do, and it's going to be time for lunch soon, and I got to get all this stuff done. And so being in a hurry keeps you from taking the time to do your double checks, to comparing the medications to the medication administration record, which we often call MAR, and then not double checking that you have the correct count of pills prior to giving them. Then not double checking your controlled medications, the narcotics that should be checked every shift, the medications that are oftentimes stolen and that need to be protected and locked up so we can safely administer them to our patients. And then also not taking the time to check what is the medication for. If this is a PRN medication, a medication to be given for pain or indigestion or any one of the typically over-the-counter medications that are needed as a PRN for like Tylenol or ibuprofen or naproxen or antacid. I mean, the list goes on. The shelves are full of it, right? Full of PRNs. And so are we taking the time to understand what the medication is for, that it's being given correctly, and that it's appropriate for the signs and symptoms that we're seeing? So complacency has many, many different situations, right? The two examples I gave with diet and exercise and medications, administering medications, are two small ones. They're just ones that have been common and that I've seen in my area of influence. But I'm sure each of you could think of your area of complacency. It might be as simple as not brushing your teeth. That sounds silly, but I see people that don't take the time to brush their teeth, and you see plaque building up, and you see cavities starting, and when I learned that oral health has a lot to do with heart disease, it was like, wow. And pneumonia and aspiration pneumonia, especially with customers that we serve in the DD population. So that's made a big difference, is helping staff understand the value of just ensuring that individuals are brushing their teeth. And, I think it really comes from a result of believing a lie, right? It's like, it's not going to matter in the long run, right? It's not going to matter if I don't brush my teeth today, or it's not going to matter if I just eat dessert today and don't eat any protein, right? Well, there's a result for me, it's not feeling well. And then, and then we start having excuses. Well, I don't have time. Well, I need to get, I mentioned that earlier, I need to get all this other stuff done. So think about, what are your areas of complacency? Where do you just not want to take the time to ensure that there's not negative and dangerous consequences? So, I don't know. Complacency is a big deal, especially in the field of nursing, in the field of caregiving. And so I really try to train staff to take time and not be complacent in following policies and procedures, because they're all there for a purpose. So this is kind of an unusual video that I'm doing tonight, but it's just because my day was thinking about complacency. And so I would love to hear from you in comments. What are the areas of complacency that you struggle with? And I'm sure you could all think of one. And let's just do our best to make good choices and not be complacent. All right. Thanks for joining me, and you guys have a great rest of the night. And I hope your start of the month was fantastic today, and you look forward to all that God has for you this month. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Bye.